Hey-ho everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a tremendous day or night or whenever it is that you're watching this. And we're going to continue our look at the Beast Wars Predacons. We're closing in on having that side of the faction done. And today we're going to look at one of the weirdest varmints to be part of that team. I'm talking, of course, about this guy. It is the Basics size class, and it is Quickstrike. And he's going to be our focus in the latest GotBot True review. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. Please like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. You cannot imagine how much it helps me out. Have a look at Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors NL, and me everywhere. And this is the Beast Wars Predacon fuzor, known as Quickstrike. He's a crab and a cobra? Cobra crab? Cobra crab, is that a thing? On the Maximal side, we had Silverbolt, who was a fuzor, being a wolf and an eagle, I think. I don't know. Fusion of two animals, I guess, is the idea here. And this guy is little, but perhaps it works. Perhaps it's kind of an accurate size class. The argument could be made that he should be a deluxe, and indeed, I think there might be a knockoff that has been upsized to a deluxe size. But I really kind of like the official one here. I think it's a decent size. It's a amazing articulation for how small he is, and an interesting transformation, although admittedly in robot mode a cobra hand and a whatever hand this is just plain odd. Does that ruin the figure? I don't think so, but I'll let you decide for yourself. In fact, let's head over to the table and take a closer look at him. And indeed, it is time for us to take a look at the wacky and weird venomous varmint known as Quickstrike. He is one of the fuzor Predacons. Maybe the only fuzor Predacon that appeared on the program. I think. Not sure. I think he was the only one that actually appeared on the program. And he is the amalgamation of a crab and a cobra? Scorpion and a cobra? I don't know. I'm not really sure what he's a mix of, to be perfectly honest with you. I want to say a crab and a cobra. That's what I want to go with. And unlike the kind of first first season of Beast Wars Basics figures, this Basics figure did not have the automorph feature. You actually need to do the conversion this time around. But he did have his own gimmick, and that gimmick was there's a little, I'll call it a bladder, I guess, that you can fill with water and spray, and I guess it's supposed to be like his cobra tail spraying venom, I suppose? I don't know, fuzors are weird, man. They're weird, there's no doubt about it. Now, that being said, the paint apps. Well, before we get into the paint apps, let's talk about this clear plastic, because there's a lot of it on this guy. But while that did concern me, honestly, I feel like it's pretty robust clear plastic. Like on the claws / feet here, or on the main body, I feel like it's thick, I suppose. Like it does not feel brittle or thin. I don't believe for a second that it's going to go breaking or cracking or whatever. Like it feels good. I don't have any problem with it at all. And I really expected that I would. So, yay, be thankful, I guess. In this mode, what sort of articulation does he have? Well, it's a little bit strange. The legs don't really move or do anything. He can kind of rock back and forth on them. I guess the legs do move like up and down like this, but it's one piece. We can open out his pinchers and straighten them out, and of course they can open and close and go forward and back and all around and do all the stuff and things. We have the tail here, it can move all over the place with at the base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe six ball joints. Now I've heard that those ball joints get worn down over time, and that all of this section becomes really flimsy. It hasn't happened with mine. And if it did, so what? Pop it off, put some of the floor polish fix on it, and way to go, man. But like, they seem fine to me. I can put that in pretty much any pose I want, and it holds it, so I'm happy with it. And the jaw of the snake here opens and closes. A lot of articulation in this weird mixed up animal mode. That's a really good start. In this mode, he has excellent articulation, and in terms of like embodying the character in their alt mode, fantastic. It's perfect. Like, based on what we know so far, the guy is a 10, a solid 10. Now, those scores may very well change because we got to do the conversion and get him in robot mode, of course. But like, it's really a strong start, and this is of course the way he would have been in packaging. So how do we do this conversion? It's actually relatively easy, but like involved enough to be really interesting, and results in this random robot that actually has surprisingly effective articulation. So where do we begin? I would begin by straightening these out, and then I would turn them at the ball joint and turn at the ball joint. Then you can open these up and open these up, and guess what? Now you have the lower body done. Okay, and since really the front pinchers are what become his legs and feet, I figured we would just reorient ourselves slightly because the rest of the magic kind of happens here. And this is the back of the figure. And it's not hard, but you gotta sort of like orient your mind as to where this is going, how it's working. So, okay, let's see if I can do this correctly. We will take the snake arm up out of the way, and then we will close these up. And you can see that we have like kind of a cross section of his body here now. There's a head in here, a robot mode head, and you can push that out to the side, and then you can unpeg this arm, and there's a little rectangular tab in on the elbow that goes into a little like slot down in the body. Then you want to set this up so that it will, so that it will be this way. You want the head of the robot facing like kind of upside down. There's a reason for this, because you're going to now flip this body back, and you want that robot mode head to come through the center of the body. Now, obviously I need to reorient things here yet again. I have this lovable little weirdo turned around, and just a couple of housekeeping things left to do to finish his conversion. We take the face of the crab mode, I suppose, and you lift it up. It kind of becomes his like lower tummy, pelvis region. You bring this shoulder down, and I don't know, we'll angle his snake arm up like that, I guess. Bring this shoulder down, and that's his hand, kind of. But like in the end, boom, this is your weird robot mode. Yes, he's splendid. He actually is splendid, and he looks largely accurate to his on-screen appearance. Very much so. In fact, I just added one minor paint app. His head was a translucent yellow plastic, like a lot of other pieces on this guy, and there was some metallic green paint around his eyes, but there should have been some more metallic paint kind of down sort of on his cheeks and on his mouth section, so I did touch it up. It's not a perfect color match, but to the naked eye, it's not too bad. It's good enough, man. Good enough. But up close, it does look like this, admittedly. Like you can see, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. So what do we have here? Honestly, I added one minor paint app that I don't think most people would have even noticed. The only reason I did it is because it stuck out to me that there was too much yellow on his face. I believe the Japanese release actually rectifies that so that it's colored accurately. Even if you get the North American release, in terms of a representation of the character, there's no mistaking it at all. And I'm going to say it's a solid 9.5 for sure. The conversion, is interesting for such a small guy, but like intuitive and logical and makes sense. Again, 9.5, I think it's fantastic. Then we get to the articulation. Well, I already said that the articulation was a 10, really, in like his weird animal fuzor mode. What's it like here? Well, we have a head that can go left and right. It's tight on a ball joint, but it can go that way. We have an arm over on this side that can go all the way around, and it can go out, and there's an elbow, and I guess his hand can open, I guess, if that's what we're going to call that. On this side, I've already talked about this as the tail. It becomes an arm. There's like 6 or 7 ball joints. The mouth of this thing opens. The arm can go all the way around. If you get the arms up and out of the way, the hips go way out to the side. They can go well forward. They can go well back. We have about 90 degrees at the knee. We have heel that can go forward and back, toe that can go forward and back, nothing to the side, no waist articulation. But for a basics figure, you can get him in a lot of poses, and he stands like an absolute champion. Here he is with Brawn and Bumblebee from the Titans Return line, and yeah, you can see it right there. They match up just spectacular. Basically, a basics class Beast Wars figure is a modern day Legends figure. I looked at B in episode 257, Brawn in episode 270, but I mean, the Brawn mold was used extremely recently as Power of the Primes for Outback. So like, this gives you an idea that, some 20 some odd years later, size classes haven't changed so much, just saying. And honestly, the amount of conversion and articulation that was kind of crammed into Quickstrike here is really impressive for the diminutive size class. I think that this size class probably works all right for him, because I feel like even on the program he was a little bit smaller. Maybe. But with the 9.5 for paint and a 9.5 for conversion, I'm going to say the articulation is at least a 9.5. Honestly, I think it's, as weird as it is, a pretty fantastic figure with an overall score of a 9.5. As for the scale, well, I think I'll let you be the judge of that for yourself. Now, when I look at this, I see in the back we have Beast Wars Megatron and Rampage, both of them Ultra Class figures. I looked at those guys back in, I think Rampage was episode 375, and I think Megatron was episode 288. And of course, the custom work I did on those dudes. Then we have Black Arachnia, a deluxe class figure. Yes, I know she's the animated one, but she still works fine for me. I looked at her back in episode 29, a long time ago. Then we have Tankor, who I know, he is Beast Machines, but I'm not going through the whole explanation. He fits here for me, okay? That's all that matters, man. He fits here for me. And now I looked at him in episode 194. We have Waspinator way over on the other side. And I looked at Waspinator in episode 195. And we have, arguably, Pterosaur, who is too small. Maybe he should have been a deluxe. Maybe. I could believe that. And then we have Quickstrike. And I feel like maybe this is okay for Quickstrike. Like, maybe this size works for him. You might tell me I'm crazy, man. I don't know. You might tell me I'm crazy and be like, no, he should be lots bigger. Maybe he should. Maybe he should. Nevertheless, this works all right for me. Now, I did hear that there was an upsized KO of this Quickstrike. I don't know how good that is. I don't even know if it really exists. But I know that he's not someone that we've really gotten an update of. Certainly not an official one. And as such, I am very happy to add him to my Predacon ranks. And so, here we are with Quickstrike. I dig him. I do. I like him. Big fan. The conversion is fun and interesting. A lot of it relies on twisting the body around the right way so that the head comes up through. The way the legs become the claws is very intuitive, I suppose. Like, it's so obvious, but like, it does it very effectively. He has nice, huge feet, well balanced. The paint especially the metallic greeny paint, is gorgeous. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, and plays off of the translucent yellow very nicely. I actually don't even mind the translucent yellow because it feels really good. It feels solid. I don't feel like it's going to break or crack or anything. It feels good. It feels thick. Yeah, this was a time when I don't think translucent was a problem. You know, is it a problem now? I don't know. I still don't really find it to be a problem, though. A lot of people do. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I like the guy. You know, I feel like at the time that these guys were out, like, I wouldn't have picked him up because A, he's really weird, B, he's a Predacon, and C, I wasn't a big fan of his character on the show. But now that I've been trying to amass a Predacon team, and I'll say this, when you go looking for these guys in the aftermarket, for some reason the Predacons are always harder to find and more expensive. I don't know why. But like, I'm glad that I was able to get this guy, and he's one of those that, like, I didn't expect a whole lot, but now that I got him in hand, he's super duper fun. Anyway, let me know if you've ever experienced Quickstrike, or if you have one of your very own. You know I love to hear from you guys. I want to say thanks for dropping by, give me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how appreciate... Anyway, let me know what you think about Quickstrike, or if you have one of your very own. I want to say thank you for dropping by and give me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how much it means to you, and I hope that you know that... Oh, wow. So I'm really kind of tickled to have this guy in my collection. Let me know if he's in your collection and what you think about Quickstrike. You know I appreciate you dropping by, give me some of your very valuable time. And I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and come back and have another visit right here with me inside the videos.